The sanctity of this place has been fouled.
It's the first level of Diablo 1. Alright, sorry about that. Like I said, welcome to the first level of Diablo 1. The first thing you're always going to want to do in this is turn on your map, because one of the interesting things about this game is that there are a limited amount of experience points that you can get, and if you don't explore every single nook and cranny of each level, then you're not going to be able to survive to the end. This is going to be a challenge run of sorts. I'm not going to be... I am going to be going up to the surface several times to sell items and stuff. It's not that kind of a challenge run. But my goal is not to die once. Which, to those who have played this game who understand, this game is really hard not to die in, and that's because you can get mobbed pretty easily. So you have to know what you're doing if you actually want to make it through this game without dying. That's why they have a new game feature in this game, so that later on, if the game gets too hard, you can actually start the game over with all of your gear from stage 1 and play through it again, so you can get better items and stuff like that, so that you can at least attempt to make kill Diablo. That's the first time I've gotten a potion of full healing this early on in the game. And I've been playing this game for years. It's kind of weird. It's not really that useful right now, except it'll fill up all your health, but so will these. So that's why it's weird. We'll go and pick up the cape and head over this way. Now, I will be playing the game through with all of the classes. I started out with my favorite class, which most people think's the easiest class, and I don't personally think that there's one class that's easier or harder than any of the others, because, well, for example, the sorcerer is a really hard class to start out with, but because of its strength with mana, and if you're good with using spells, later on in the game it actually gets easier to use him. This guy has a different difficulty curve. It starts out pretty easy because you have the most defense, the most strength out of any character, but later on in the game it gets a lot harder, because if you don't spend money on magic and whatnot, then you have issues with dealing with certain stronger enemies at a distance, and stuff like that. So, and we already found the stairs, which is a cool thing. But like I said, we got to go through every single nook and cranny here. Make sure when you find barrels that you open them. You got to be careful though, because if you have low health and you find an explosive barrel, it could kill you. So do it with caution, and especially when you're using different characters. Third class, we have a level up. We'll explain level up here in just a second. Real quick, we'll walk over here, pop up the level up. The first thing I like to do is I like to raise a couple points in my vitality, and then I also like to put 3 points into magic, so we can start getting magic up, because there is a quest that requires you to know the spell of Holy Bolt. If we get that quest, I always do that just in case I end up getting the King Leoric quest. But third class is the Rogue. The Rogue is a long distance class because she shoots bows and arrows, and I don't think the Rogue is all that difficult, because the difficulty curve is basically a straight line, because you always do the same type of attacking throughout the entire game. So I mean, you can learn magic and stuff, but I don't think it's as vital to learn magic as the Rogue as it is for the Warrior, what I'm using right now, especially in late game. So, oops. Sheesh, he's pushing a full magic. I'll be damned. I got something crawling on my leg. We live out near the woods and stuff, and I mean our house is pretty well closed up and whatnot, but during the summer and spring times like it is now, we have the windows open and stuff, and things do get into the house. So the occasional fly and spider gets into my room and starts crawling all over my leg. Makes me really happy. On the first level, I usually try to pick up as many items that I can. That way I can go back and actually sell them and start getting some money built up. I try not to spend a whole lot of money at Griswold's unless I'm repairing, because a lot of the great items that you can find in this game will be in the dungeons. But if I do come across a really good item in there, I will save up my money and buy it, because it does make the game easier when you don't have to wait. A couple of things that I try to do quickly in this game when it comes to leveling is I try to find items that give me dexterity. That way I don't have to build that up too much at the beginning of the game. I mean, I do put points into it every other level or so. But if you have high dexterity about midpoint through the game, like above 100%, you won't have to touch it for the rest of the game unless you, of course, you want to make yourself a little bit stronger and whatnot. But being able to hit things 100% of the time makes this game a lot easier. So I highly recommend trying that, which we're actually going to put some points in dexterity with this one. Couple magic, 2 dexterity, 1 life. Strength is high right now. I don't need to add anything else into strength. And as you can see, I'm at 61%, 15 armor class. I do 2 to 6 damage. I haven't looked at the mace here yet. 1 to 8. 2 to 6. So if I put 1 to 8 in here, see that I do a little bit more damage there. But I don't usually use maces for now. So we're going to go ahead and head up this way. Now, one of the cool things about this game, as you've noticed, is that I have a kill count for all of the different demons and stuff that I have here. As soon as I get to 15, I will learn what the demons, the zombies, skeletons are weak against. And then after, I believe it's 30 kills, it's either 25 or 30, don't remember off the top of my head, you'll be able to see how many hit points they have. I like this a lot better than the other 2 Diablo games because it acts as if I'm gaining experience for each enemy that I kill. And as you can see, the skeletons are immune against magic attacks. There's 13 there, 8 there. So that's a pretty cool thing about this game. It adds to the strategy and whatnot, and plus you actually get your character actually adapts himself too, so you will get better at killing enemies. Something that they just don't do anymore in video games. It's sad, but what can you do? All right, so let's head back this way. Now, I will be doing each episode as a full dungeon. Now, if I have to split them up because they take too long, which they will, then we will get to that at that point. But that's usually my goal. So I've spent, I think, like 8, I don't know exactly how much time in this. Hopefully I can get this done in 1 episode, but that's my plan, is to go 1 episode, 1 dungeon. But like I said, it's probably going to take me too long, so don't hold me to my word. Alright. Cryptic. Now here's the thing, is all of these... You have shrines in this game, which these shrines act a little bit differently than the shrines in Diablo 2. And what I mean by that is that in this game, some shrines are good and some shrines are bad. So my recommendation is to have some sort of guide for this, because I can never remember these things off the top of my head, which is why I have my other computer sitting here with the crypts, because these things can take points away from you, they can take life away from you, they can take all sorts of things from you that you need to have. Which is why you saw me scroll over that really quickly. That is the Cryptic Shrine. And the Cryptic Shrine is a good shrine. It casts Nova spells and refills your mana. So, that is one that we will touch. Alright, zombies. And the fallen ones. I now know what their immunities are. These guys have no resistances, as you can see. Alright, let's head over this way. Alright. So how's everybody doing today? A bit quiet here. Didn't want to keep it going for that long. I am doing great. I have a day off. Finally, I work 2 jobs, so I don't get a ton of time off, which is fun trying to deal with running this website with my friend and having a girlfriend and working 2 jobs. I also play in a band. Shit. See, this is called getting mobbed, and in this game can mean the death of you in a heartbeat. But I got out of it, and it's alright.
Too much baggage.
And this armor 1, I don't want that because mine's better. And we have Book of Holy Bolt here, and this will be used in the King Leoric's quest if we actually have that quest come up. That is a good indication that this quest is going to be coming up. Ooh, good. Scroll of Identified. Book of Chartbolt as well. Get things loaded up. Again, so you can see why learning magic is important, because I like to have, especially as this character, I like to have a bit of a spell repertoire built up.
Too much baggage.
Scroll of Healing. Go ahead and use one. And we'll use another one. Might as well. Got a bunch. Alright, so we're getting there. Ooh, another place. I have to say, this has been a bit of a weird layout that I've had. Here, you usually don't find this many. Jeez. I'll leave that. I don't use Chartbolt that much. I don't really find this many bookshelves and stuff in the first. But, you know, that's why random generation is so cool, because anything can happen. That's one of my favorite features about this game, is the randomly generated dungeons. Alright. We're going to look through this map here really quick, because I was sure I'm might have already explored everything. Yes, sir. Looks like everything is done. So, with that, I'm going to walk over here. I'm going to thank everybody for watching yet again. We will start level 2 in the next video. Take care.